All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much for being here today. To kick us off, I would love for you just to introduce yourself, say what your job function is, and talk to me a little bit about your company.
Sure. So, as our name suggests, Boston Technology Corporation, we are a Boston-based system integrator and application development company with a global footprint. And my name is Shyam Deval. I'm the president of BTC. And I sort of wear multiple hats. I'm responsible for strategy and innovation, client success, and business development. And the company we started at almost 16 years ago as a web development company, and I have since sort of built number of different applications, web, hybrid, mobile first, cloud native, helped companies migrate to cloud and sort of modernize applications. And because we work in healthcare primarily, also done a lot of interoperability challenges, handle a lot of those for our clients.
Fantastic. And obviously, interoperability was the top of mind before everything happened with the
Yeah.
new changes. But let's dive into that a little bit more and understand a little bit about the different solutions that you are providing for healthcare organizations to help them with things like interoperability and such.
Yeah, so we really partner with our healthcare clients on their digital transformation journey. We are helping a lot of them have legacy programs and applications and initiatives that they have, and really sort of transform them into digital age. We work with them on digital transformation strategy, application development, again, mobile, web, cloud native, cloud migration and application modernization, and system integration initiatives, which is interoperability that could be using API orchestration engine like a PG or healthcare API to integrate with EMR or claims data or number of disparate systems that get used in either on the payer side or provider side or even biotech pharma side. And we are really healthcare focused. So for us, we understand compliance, we understand the sort of the complexity of healthcare business processes, that it changes with this regulations are changing, the technology landscape is changing. So a lot of what we do is also really helping our both on the enterprise side, but we also work with a lot of health tech startup clients, really exploiting a lot of innovation opportunities that come through that landscape, sort of the changing landscape and the challenging landscape. And I would like to use an example for we one of the examples I want to use is we built an award-winning real-world data collection platform working with FDA's Center for Drug Evaluation and Research. And it's essentially an open source technology platform that is supporting organizations that are conducting clinical research, post-marketing product efficacy research, and observational research studies that as they conduct and report real-world data. And that platform recently won a prestigious Federal Labs Impact Award for 2020, which was really proud for moment for not only our FDA partners, but really all of our project teams. And one other thing I would like to highlight also is we have a global resource footprint. So it really allows us to be nimble and provide significant value to our clients at optimized costs. So a lot of that is, that's a sort of lot of what we are doing within healthcare space, specifically
Great.
on that. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's amazing. Really, congrats for your award. And I mean, I guess in like these uncertain times too, when it comes to like doing like scientific research and get like the regulation, that will probably come in very handy.
Yeah, it definitely was an exciting because it usually that award goes to our FDA partners and the director at Cedar that we primarily work with. He mentioned that it award usually goes to original research, and for the technology platform to get it was really really exciting, not only for them and naturally for us too. Yeah.
Great. Now, I also heard when you were talking through, your different solution offerings, like healthcare API, which is obviously, a Google Cloud product. Would love to understand a little bit about how you started partnering with Google Cloud and what that journey was like.
Yeah, so we started working with Google Cloud last year, and um, what we are doing now, working with Google Cloud, is so we've been working with FDA on that the My Studies platform, FDA My Studies platform, since 2016, and it's in the second generation now. There are 2 trials running on it right now, which we are supporting. But now we are working with Google Cloud to essentially take that platform and make it more capable, functionally richer, and easier to deploy. So we are working with Google Cloud to um, um, essentially add a number of additional set of capabilities and including using healthcare API, including using BigQuery, using PG, Kubernetes for a click to deploy option. So what we are essentially doing is we are taking that platform, enhancing it, making it functionally richer, and also reducing some of the deployment complexities, some of the overhead that was associated with that platform, the way it was built, and access to having giving access to all these underlying Google Cloud services, not only healthcare API for some of the FHIR and transformations and things of that nature, but all these other services is going to make that platform easy to deploy, and easy to manage, easy to use, as sort of a multi-study platform. So we started working with Google Cloud essentially to take that platform in collaboration with FDA and almost port it, I guess, or Google Cloud enable it to make it available as a open source platform on Google Cloud.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, and very cool. And we actually, Melissa and I have been working with Jamie Rogers as well on the
Yeah,
FDA My
yeah,
platform. So we've
yeah.
gotten a little bit more in the weeds there. Maybe we'll see you at DIA. Who knows if that will happen at this point.
Yeah. We have. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping it happens because it'll be exciting. We have David Martin from FDA, Jamie and I, and somebody from Stanford. We are supposed to be on a panel, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it happens. So.
Well, if not, we'll have a great digital
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
backup plan. But I guess, you've talked about, the FDA and now maybe Stanford, or I'm not sure if you're allowed to talk about that at this point, although we are very familiar with what they're trying to do when it comes to capturing that type of information. But can you talk a little bit more about a customer success and the business problem they were trying to solve and how you were able to solve for that? It doesn't need to necessarily be with this FDA project, but anything in your portfolio that you've been helping your customers solve for?
Yeah. So I think relative to FDA, we haven't started working with Stanford, but what we were essentially planning to do is they launched the BICA heart counts application in 2015 as iOS only. We are going to port that to FDA My Studies and essentially relaunch it as an iOS and Android application, expanding it to the Android base, and essentially sort of giving ability for them to have the multi-platform study. And I think we are also making improvements to the FDA My Studies specifically for that My Heart Counts, which will then be available as part of the open source project. So I think that part also we are excited about. That again, it's going to sort of work in conjunction with the My Studies work we are doing with Google Cloud. So it's still in works, so to speak. But I think with our existing client base, I can use an example of a company that we work with. It's a genetic counseling company, and what they've been doing is essentially there is a lot of study, there's a lot of lab testing that is happening for like 23andMe, and there's a number of other companies who are doing this testing, but the testing doesn't really include counseling, and there is not enough counseling. So this company, it's a startup that came out of Yale here in New Haven, and we've been working with them almost 4 years now. We are essentially building the digital content platform for genetic counseling, which is now being used by not only patients to get more targeted counseling based on their genetic testing results, but also used by physicians, because a lot of the physicians, they're not genetic counselors, or they're not genetic they're not educated in specific genetic counseling steps that need to be taken for based on the results. So it's a platform that's essentially being used by the patients, the physicians, and the patient family members to get specific recommendations and interventions and updates on their specific testing, based on their specific testing variants and mutations that are found in their specific tests. So that's an example of a platform that we built as a company.
Fantastic. With this example, or with the FDA, what would you say is the most rewarding part about what you're able to do, bringing these type of solutions to, whether it's government agencies or to your end customers?
I think with FDA, for us, I mean, it's really going to be with Google Cloud, with Google Cloud's participation. I think the platform is going to be made available to so many more organizations and companies to really do to deploy and launch their studies, and really be able to do research that could be leading to new products, new drugs, new or just even new recommendations if it's an observational research. So I think that is really exciting for us because we built this platform, and we saw some of the struggle that was with that platform in adoption, and now we are really excited that with the ease of deployment and with the ease of having Google Cloud services and Google Cloud backing, the adoption of the platform, we feel is going to be significant, and that's really exciting for us. I think that is going to make a true difference for the broader community. So that is something truly exciting for us to see.
I mean, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, really exciting things coming out of you guys, and I can't wait to see more, especially in the coming, months, weeks and months of what might possibly happen.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to add that maybe I didn't touch on before I get to the brand campaign components, which will consist of 3 different questions?
Yeah, so I think just in terms of what we do on Google Cloud, so naturally on one side we are building this My Studies, but also we are expanding our cloud-based service offerings within that healthcare focus, and having sort of Google Cloud's strategic focus on these products and solutions, whether it's healthcare API, PG, or BigQuery, and a number of these products. I think it's really, really, as we talk to our clients on their transformation journey, I think it's really exciting. So we do cloud migrations, we do managed services around infrastructure support or application modernization, and I think having not only saying, hey, this is a cloud infrastructure and all these benefits it gives, but having access to these products and services, which are really going to help modernize those applications and add significant value. I think that is truly exciting. And outside of sort of the FDA My Studies platform, which we will support from customization, deployment, and those managed services. I think just our cloud-based service offerings, we are really excited to bring those to our clients with all those different products and services.
Fantastic. No, no, thank you. Thanks for making sure that you added that as well. Um, to close, then I guess I have these last couple questions. One, and if you need to think about it, that's totally fine. Describe a Google Cloud partnership in 3 words.
So, so I would say rewarding. It's been rewarding for us. It's been very collaborative, which we have been honestly very pleasantly surprised by, and it's really been empowering for us. I think I would say those 3 are the words that came to my mind as I was thinking about this.
Great. Why should customers use Google Cloud?
I think from a healthcare focus, just the depth and breadth of the products and services that are available, and for really the continued investments in innovation and the security um, that is available for the Google Cloud customers who are, one of the for healthcare clients, it's really meeting the compliance standards, the security and privacy standards becomes sort of paramount. So the security technology that Google Cloud brings, the product and services that are healthcare focused, continued innovation into those products, which we are seeing as through our working with Google Cloud on this initiative, and just sort of the flexibility of the platform, the hybrid and multi cloud capabilities. So I think those are sort of a combination of um, really strong reasons for customers to uh, use Google Cloud.
Great. What surprised you the most about your partnership with Google Cloud?
I think to us, again, going back to, as I was saying, just the ease of working with the partner, the product teams, how collaborative the work has been, um, and so that was really surprising. We have other partnerships, and we have worked with other teams, and just having that collaborative sort of ease of work was really really surprising. I think the thing that is really surprising for us has been really the for our team, especially as they are some of these products and services that are some of them are still in alpha, some of them are still in beta, and as kind of they are also learning, and the quality and quantity of training that's available. I think that's really been surprising for us. We've been able to access and really benefit from a lot of that. So I think those are the couple of things that really came to mind.
Perfect. And then just to close, I'm going to ask you to repeat after me, but Boston Technologies and Google Cloud are solving for blank.
I need to think about that. So can we use the customer name or not use the customer name? I'm gonna.
Well, maybe so maybe what some like for instance, like you could talk about you could use like FDA, but more broad than just the customer. So like kind of the solutions or issues that you're solving for.
Yeah, so we are solving for.
Oh, and if you wouldn't mind just saying Boston Technologies and Google
Okay.
Cloud are solving for. Perfect.
Okay. So Boston Technology Corporation and Google Cloud is solving for the FDA My Studies real world data collection platform to be more readily available and easily deployable. So the pharma and medtech organization customers can more easily leverage this open source platform and to, to launch and operationalize studies.
Perfect. All right,
Okay.
I'm going to stop recording.